Alright guys, so we're inside the house here, and you can see our old window frame that we're going to remove. What I'm going to do is take a razor blade and go around the outside of the frame here so that whenever I pry off the wood, it doesn't rip any of the paint off and make it any worse than it already is going to be. But we'll basically get all of the window trim out. We'll go ahead and pull off this first piece of wood here that's holding our window pane, be able to get our first window out, then we'll remove the next piece and the next piece until we get to the last piece of window and pull it all out. As we go and we start pulling this trim, you'll see the cavity in the wall that is used for the weights for the windows and the areas where you would not have insulation if you were to come in here and just put a replacement window in. So that is a big reason why we're going to go ahead and rip all this apart, because it just doesn't make sense if you're going to be spending hundreds of dollars on new windows to not go ahead and take the trim out and do the insulation properly. A replacement window, again, what they would do is just cut these strings off. They would hammer this little wheel back into the window. They would mount your new window right to this piece of wood. But you can see all of this airspace, these weights would still be in the wall. And the worst part about these old windows is right here. So if you can see, I've got some mold spores forming right here along the base of the window. And most likely what that is from is a little air leak on the original window coming through this opening in the wall. And then it's creating a moisture spot behind the trim right against the wall. So that is something a new window is not going to have, because you're going to have everything sealed watertight. We'll get spray foam in behind the back of that to make sure it is completely weatherproof and no water is getting in. But that is another reason why you do not want to just put replacement windows inside of your old window. Go ahead and pull them out and do it right. So if you'll look, this is the exterior of our new replacement window. And again, there's no nailing flange. If you were to buy a new construction window, there would be a flange that sticks out about 1 inch right here with some holes in it. And that's what you would put against your house or against the original window stop there and just put the nails through it and you'd be done and you'd be good to go. But for us, we decided to be a little bit more aggravating because, again, this window is the biggest one that I could get. It's bigger than any of the new construction ones. So that's what we went with because I want to fill that space as much as possible. This window is about 1 inch wider than our original window and about 1 inch shorter than our original window. So that's why we're going to have to do a little creative framing to get it to fit perfectly. But once you see exactly what I'm trying to do here, it'll all kind of make sense. So if you can see right here on this window, you've got this nice trim piece, and then you've got this flat bead that goes all the way around the edge of the window. Basically what this area is for is if you have a window stop or some brick mold and you place this window or inside of a frame, you can put a piece of brick mold right here against this flat part, then caulk this edge here, and you're good to go. You are completely weather tight on that window. So what I'm gonna do is our original window stop is now gonna be the outside of my frame. So I'm gonna take a measurement on the far outside edge of my window, draw a line on the original window stop and cut it out. Just maybe 1/4 inch wider so that I have plenty of room to get this window through the window stop and out farther towards the exterior of the house. And then again, what I'm gonna use this flange for, once we have the window set, once the flange is in, I'll be able to put my brick mold around the outside of this and have a nice piece of trim here, caulk it up, and we'll be good to go. So the bottom of the window, of course, is kind of hard to see from up here, but basically it's flat along the bottom. We're gonna build just a perfectly flat window tray to set the window onto. And then this window sill is built in, and since we're pushing the window out, we're also gonna have the brick mold there. That's gonna be used for the water to come out of the window, across the brick mold, and then onto the brick so that we don't have to worry about any water down there too. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take some measurements, get some lines drawn, we'll start cutting. So I'm just gonna cut it and then we'll be able to put our brick mold down here on the bottom. So the way I'm gonna do that is just take a level, just measure it, draw a line, and just cut off just this front flange so that we're perfectly flush with the outside of the brick mold here. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is measure our exterior width here. I've got it all written down. It's probably a good idea if you're like me and forget. So we need to have a rough opening of 34 1/4 by 63 3/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure off of my brick, try to find a nice center point here, get a level, draw a line all the way up the window, cut that out, and then go to the next step. So our rough opening here is 37 1/2. So we're gonna take that, subtract 34 1/4, then divide that by 2, and use that for our measurement off of our brick. So then we can come back, measure, make a dot, and then just take a level and run it straight up the wall. That would give us 3 1/4, and if you divide that by 2, that would be 1 inch and 5/8. So we're just gonna go right here off the brick, find our 5/8 line on our tape measure, make a little dot, and then do the same thing on the other side. All right guys, so we now have everything cut that needs to be cut to get our new window in. So you'll see here we've got our original window stop cut out. We've got our sill perfectly flat against the front so that it all matches, and that is where the window is going to sit flush with this. The way we're going to do that is to take our new brick mold here. So this is a piece of white PVC that I went ahead and painted black. Our new brick mold is going to go just in place of the old brick mold. So it's going to sit right against the exterior of the window just like it did before. And you'll see here the only difference is our original window stop used to come out past the brick mold. Now our window stop is behind the brick mold. Okay, that's going to be where the window comes up and actually hits our brick mold. So along the bottom here, I'm going to run a piece of brick mold here, and our new window, the edge of the window is actually going to sit on top of this brick mold. What that's going to do is allow the water to run out of the new window sill, across the brick mold, and then down across the brick. We'll just make sure we get a good solid bead of caulk on the top around the window and on the bottom, and we should be good and weather tight. But with that, all we have to do to get our window in is go ahead and get a shop vac and get all of this mess out of the wall, because we're at the point where we're going to start rebuilding. So we want our entire area to be nice and clean and be ready to seal up, because hopefully we will never have to look at the inside of this window again. We are back inside the house, and as I was cleaning this area up with the vacuum, getting ready to install the new window, I started noticing some cracks along this board here. So the way these old window sills worked, at least at my house, the sill was here, and then there's a piece of a 2x4 cut into like a triangle, into a wedge, and it looks like it was hammered up underneath the sill in order to get the little bit of slope that you need for the water to run away from the window. Well, this one, of course, once I started vacuuming, if you can see all of those channels there, and then here's the bottom half that looks like spaghetti noodles. Okay, this is termite damage, and this is what a lot of my house looks like. And if you've been following the series, this 100-year-old farmhouse has been invaded, and I mean seriously invaded by termites. I didn't expect to see anything right here, just judging by how good the rest of the wood looks, but I can see right here through the middle there's a channel where they have burrowed up and got into this piece of wood. Luckily, again, just like the rest of the house, there's zero termite activity right now. There's absolutely nothing in this wood. It's completely dry. So I think over the course of the years that the house has been being treated, and of course we're still treating it now as well, that the termite colony, I believe, is finally dead. We did have to deal with them a little bit when we moved in, but again, the windowsill here is still fine. It's not rotten. The original window stop's not rotten. Most of this frame right here under the window itself is fine, except for this one little centerpiece right here where I can see that the termites just burrowed straight up from the ground. So that's awesome. I was hoping to leave this piece of wood. That's what I did on the window that we took out and just put drywall over. But yeah, so now we're to this point, and you can see I've got my windowsill here kind of floating. What I'm gonna have to do is just get a piece of wood up under here, shim it up and wedge it so that it's nice and tight. We'll just get a level on this bad boy, make sure that it's perfectly level, because for our new window, this does not have to have a pitch on it. Our new window, since it comes as one piece, has the sill built in, and the water will naturally flow away from that. So it's not a huge deal. It is just something else that we have to fix, and part of the fun of remodeling. All right guys, so what you see here is I've got a piece of a treated 2x4 up under the windowsill. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that in. The good thing about it being treated is, of course, it's not gonna rot, and it will deter any termites if there are any. Again, I don't see any activity through here at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this in, get some shims stacked up so that I can get this board perfectly level. Then I'll shoot it straight through, and then we can go ahead and put our 2x4s against the outside frame of the wall. We're back on the outside of the house, and as you can see, we've got a couple of the pieces of the brick mold shot up. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is get the outside trim here, go ahead and put the brick mold on, because our brick mold is gonna act as our new window stop, which is gonna make it easier for me to set the window in place, push it against this, and in theory, this wall should be nice and level, where all I have to do is adjust it kind of up and down, left to right just a little bit, and then shoot it from the inside and be good to go. This step is not necessary if you have a different way you're going to trim out the outside. I would recommend it though, just because it makes it so much easier. You don't have to have somebody on the outside holding it to keep the window perfectly vertical, straight up and down. You can just use the existing frame that is already there and drop your window right in. But everything looks good. We've got our frame on the inside ready to go. We've got our treated 2x4 on the bottom. We've got this seal nice and supported. So all we have to do once we shoot up these last couple pieces of trim is set the window right on top of this brick mold here. I'll get a measurement from my height, and hopefully I'll have enough room to put a 1x6 piece of header right across the top of the window, and I won't have to cut it. There is a chance I might have to rip like a 1/4 inch off of it, but hopefully it won't be too bad. We can get that piece up there as well, and we'll be good to go with putting the window in. All right guys, so we have all of the brick mold trim shot up and ready to go, and you'll see we still have that little piece of the original window stop sticking out. The reason for that is we're gonna have to put a 1x6 header across the top. All right guys, so from the floor to the top of the trim, not the top of the window, okay, just the top of the trim piece right here, is 63 5/8. So 63 5/8 is my absolute minimum when I get that trim piece up. What I'm gonna do now is go ahead and cut my trim piece to fit, and then I can get an exact measurement of what I need out there. Again, it's 63 5/8. If you're like me, you should probably write it down. I'm actually just gonna write it right on the windowsill right here. All right guys, so our measurement is 63.5. It needs to be 63 5/8, so I am gonna have to rip this board, which is kind of annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and rip a 1/4 inch off of this board to make it 5 1/4 inches instead of 5 1/2, and we'll be ready to put our window in. Anyway, we got this thing adjusted. We ended up having to tweak it just a little bit. We had to put a shim down here under the bottom left to raise it, because my seal, even though it was level, I guess the brick mold where it was actually sitting was just a little bit off on the outside itself. So we got a shim up under there. We pulled up the left side of the window and then got it all straight. But I'll take you outside in just a second, because what we realized was where that header piece is. Once we lifted up the left side of the window, we didn't have enough room for it. So we've actually pushed it out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is go out there, pull that header off. I'm gonna rip another 1/2 inch off of it, put that header back on, and then we should be good to go from there. The inside's pretty much done except for our spray foam. We're gonna come in here, make sure we have spray foam all the way around the outside and the bottom of the window to make sure we are perfectly insulated. Again, taking out that original window and getting a frame with some insulation, we're gonna make sure that this entire wall is completely sealed up. And then in a future video, we'll come back in here and I'll show you how I'm gonna finish the trim work on the inside of the window and get it looking nice and sharp. But with that, that is it for the inside of the window. Let's head outside, fix that trim, and we'll be done for the day. All right guys, and now that we are to this point, we've got the header fixed and looking so much better. We've got all the framework done, the window is in, it is nice and tight. The last thing we have to do to seal up the outside is go ahead and put a nice bead of caulk around the brick, where the brick meets the brick mold, and also where the brick mold meets the window. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have caulk around both of those surfaces. That'll make sure you're nice and weather tight there. And then also down here at the bottom, we wanna make sure we definitely have a nice weather tight seal there, because if water's gonna enter anywhere, it's gonna be somewhere in this little crack here. So we wanna make sure that it's nice and sealed up, so that any water that comes down the face of the window will come out of the window and not in and rot stuff out over time. All right guys, so that is it for this video. We have completed our window install, except for the insulation on the inside and the final trim work, which I will do in another video because I know this one is getting super long. But overall, I think the window turned out great. The trim around it ended up looking really good. And I guess if you don't like it, let me know down in the comments. Just let me know what you think about this look. I think it is a good way to save a ton of money on a custom window, or even a non-custom window, but a black one. They run about $700 compared to the $350 I spent for this one. So if you are on a budget, but you are looking to do it right, this is definitely the way to go. And of course, we've got about 30 windows on this house, which is why I wanted to go ahead and do it this way. So all in all, with the trim and everything, I've got maybe 400 bucks in this whole installation. And over the course of the entire house, it's gonna save us anywhere from $600 to $1,000 per window, So if you do the math on that, that is a substantial savings. And I think we've got a much better install, something that I know is going to last a lot longer and is going to be even more efficient than what somebody else would have given me. So if you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video so that it spreads all across YouTube as we continue this do-it-yourself and how-to series. And as always, if you guys have any questions about what we did here today, please be sure to leave a comment down below and I will get to it as fast as I can. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.